So Shaw continues. He was not posted on the lead lap at the time of that spin down at turn 1. Here's Labonte, Kenny Wallace, Tracy Leslie.
Like Kenny Wallace and Tracy Leslie are moving in just a little bit on Terry Labonte right now. We can't get real excited about that because he might just be cooling it, just running fast enough to stay in front. But it looked like he had gained a little bit of territory on him.
And Stevie Reeves.
Oh, Stevie. If you're going to hit it, that's as easy as you can hit it right there.
Now let's see if he can get it going once again. As you mentioned, the grass there is quite damp, and another car has spun. Randy Porter has spun at the exit of turn 10 once again. And I guess the map on the dash wasn't much help in that situation.
Yeah, he better stay there and read that map just for a second. You see his car's coming around this corner. If he tries to pull out, he will cause a little problem.
See the caution flags waving? That caution, that is just for turn 10 to warn the drivers of an incident there. And Tom, you were saying that was a tough thing to get used to.
You know, that's something we're not used to. We're used to seeing a yellow flag and thinking that that's the full course. But up here, if they wave it, it's not full course, and if they hold it solid, then it's a full course yellow.
Let me correct it. It's turn 1, not turn 10.
Great camera work. I tell you what, that's a beautiful shot there. It was nice to see Stevie Reeves not injure his car any more than that.
There's the flag waving at the entrance of the corner. Porter and Patty Moise going by. And let's show you what happened to Randy Porter back at turn 10.
There is trouble there. He oversteers a little bit.
Right in front of Labonte.
See, winning a race isn't always easy either. And you say
No.
he's out there just cooling it, but things like that can change the whole race around.
So Labonte is the leader. Kenny Wallace and Tracy Leslie in hot pursuit, and now the full caution is coming out for Stevie Reeves. We'll be right back.
Exclusive coverage of the Phase 150 on TNN is brought to you by Napa. We keep America running.
Just past the 40-lap mark here at Watkins Glen, New York. 62 make up the race today. Tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern, Inside Winston Cup Racing, hosted by Ned Jarrett right here on the Nashville Network. Keep up on everything that's going on as the Cuppers have a week off before they head for Daytona Beach for the 4th of July weekend event. We're under caution. They'll pull Stevie Reeves' car and get set to go back to green perhaps this next time by. Tom Peck, I know you want to get down and see what position you finish. How Brett brings that thing home today, but want to thank you for joining us. And hope we see you again soon.
Well, you know, I appreciate it. This is a different perspective than what I'm used to seeing. It's a lot different. It's kind of a tough job up here.
Well, I think we'd all rather be racing.
I know I would.
Yeah, me too. But
Tom, I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. You belong back behind the steering wheel. We want to make sure you get in a good race car. I'll be pulling for you the rest of the year, man.
Well, I'm sure something's going to come up. You know, you just got to be patient. You have to tell yourself that, and sometimes that's hard. But, you know, I'm looking for the positive things to happen.
Okay, Tom, thanks for joining us. Here's Jim Bound hopping back aboard to get a shove back to the pits as they pull Stevie Reeves' car from turn 1. That's the reason for the caution. Here's another look at Pure Later's Drive with a winner's game, and you could win that '94 Corvette. We'll be right back to Watkins Glen. Welcome back to Watkins Glen, New York. Look, even one of our crewmen is lost. Can't find his camera position. So it's been a tough day out here in the hinterlands for some of the folks. They've got Stevie Reeves and Jim Bound's car pushed back, and we're looking to go back to green this time. Terry Labonte is the leader. Kenny Wallace is in second. Tracy Leslie third. Bobby Labonte fourth. Mike Wallace fifth. Here's Glenn.
Well, Mike, under that caution period, kind of unusual. We didn't see anybody hit pit road. Reason being, all the lead cars' crew chiefs have told me that they can go the distance. They've already used up their allotted amount of tires that they can change under caution. So they're just out there riding around, waiting for this thing to get over with. Keep an eye on Terry Labonte. He's awfully strong, but Scott Lagacy has really moved up.
Here in front, 6 all into turn number 1 in one pile. Bobby Labonte tried the inside move, as did Kenny Wallace on the restart.
Boy, Tracy Leslie just drove in there on the outside trying to take second position away. He has a preferred line up through here if he can make it through this corner and keep that inside lane. Wow, Kenny drove right by him on the outside there.
Tough spot right there to come up that hill 2 abreast through the S's. Look at Terry Labonte run away from this pack that are battling hard for second place.
You know, it must be in families, because Richard Petty was a great road racer, and so is Kyle. And you see all the Wallaces, every one of them are good road racers. I think it's in families. I really do.
Well, you got a couple of Labontes up there and a couple of Wallaces. Running well. Now, Robert Presley was part of this pack. He's dropped 2 cars behind Legacy. And Hermie Sadler there, but still running in the 8th spot. Second on back. Robert Presley and this man, Tracy Leslie, went to road racing school recently and had an interesting outcome. Robert Presley tells us about it.
Well, I went to the Road Atlanta school, and me and Tracy Leslie was down there. And there was 8 people in our class. And I'd done better than anybody. Had the best time. Tracy had the worst time. So we come up here the next week, and I have the worst time here, and Tracy has one of the best times. So, you know, what they teach you, it don't help.
Well, not always. Mike Wallace is off the course, and somebody there, I think it was Kelly Moore, got dented in as a result. Now, Wallace was in the top 5. No more.
Mike Wallace has got something rubbing there. He made contact with something, because the right side of the car is smoking real heavily there.
Tough break for Mike Wallace. Had a 10th here in '93 and was in the top 10.
Let me straighten that up. I don't see anything rubbing. That might have just been the brake real hot, where he got in there hard on the brakes and spun off the road course. And you see now it's quit smoking, so that's a good sign for Mike Wallace.
Well, but look at all the ground he's lost. He's at the tail end of the pack there. Here it is again. Well, he's lucky he didn't take anybody else with him. Don't know if he and Rodney Combs might have got together there. He was also battling with Scott Lagasse there for that 5th spot. So Wallace is now all by himself. Ricky Craven's moved up a couple. David Green as well. Here's Labonte out of turn 1. There's Kenny Wallace, Tracy Leslie. Top of your screen, Scott Lagasse's up to 4th place.
Man, what a ride he's given this car. I bet Bobby Daughter's saying, you think I'm not a smart guy? I know who to put in my race car. Every relief driver he's had this year has run a super race in that car.
And right with him is Bobby Labonte. Those two have come up through the field. Remember, Labonte started dead last, and Lagasse restarted last after the driver change, and the result of the caution period that came out just afterward. Mike Wallace has made it around to the pits. Not a
I got to tell you what he has. He's got a brake problem. He couldn't stop there. He went right through the pits.
Well, not a good birthday present for Barry Owen, the car owner. They surprised him last night.
That smoke we seen might have been brake fluid down on the calipers there, and momentarily just made a lot of smoke, but he couldn't even slow up when he come in the pits there.
Well, he'll ride this one out, though, as Terry Labonte comes past start-finish. And they've separated out just a bit among the top dozen or so cars.
You know, you're talking about that outside strip. You notice a lot of the race cars use that outside strip. Terry Labonte, every lap, he never gets out there. He comes right off on the blacktop every time. He's got his car under control and back on the power really fast.
Second place is where the battle is. Third place point man Kenny Wallace in the TIC Financial Ford, number 8. And the Detroit Gasket Chevy for Tracy Leslie. Leslie 10th in the point standing. Well, that's close. Around turn 5. Long turn. Has 2 apexes if you drive it this way. Cut step back down to the inside again.